She was going to be a psychology major, and then her career took a right turn, and she is thankful that it did. She is one of the premier construction law experts in the country. That's next on The Jeff Crilley Show.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show. Well, we all have a plan for our life, and then sometimes God has another plan, and we go off into another direction. My next guest, Kate Valent, she is a very successful construction law attorney with Scheef Stone, and you didn't set out to become an attorney.
I didn't. You know, I loved everything, going to a liberal arts college. I had to settle on something, so I picked psychology. I had a great internship working in a juvenile detention facility, and I realized at that point, maybe that's not my calling. Maybe it is law school. So here I am today doing something very different, but enjoying it.
And there's a lot of work. I mean, I have so much respect for anybody who gets through law school, passes the bar. I mean, it's tough, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's a big investment of time, money, and energy, but totally worth it. And I'm so glad that I've gotten to this point in my career where I'm able to help clients when there's a big problem. That's when you get called in.
Yes, so, and you were telling me before we went on the air that construction law has been going crazy with the pandemic. Tell me what's happening.
It really has. So, I mean, what I'm seeing is there's definitely an increase. If anything, you see a lot of people starting new businesses within construction and taking that opportunity to create something new. And so that has its own employment issues.
Yes.
And we're still building a lot in DFW. And so, unfortunately, what comes with some of that, there's still problems in some of that construction. And so that's when I would come in to help.
Yeah, and we were talking before we went on the air about how sometimes you'll get a referral from a janitorial company that will say, hey, you might want to look into this.
Right. So they're really the front lines, right? Are the guys who are cleaning our buildings, people who are servicing them, property management companies. They'll identify there's a tenant with window leaks. Maybe there's several tenants with window leaks in a brand new commercial building, and that's when we can help.
Well, I know there in any firm there are the attorneys that are more tactical and kind of do the work, and then there are the attorneys that bring in money. You are both. I mean, you've brought in some really great new business for Scheef Stone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love being able to do all of those things. I love the intellectual challenge of the briefing and the researching, but I also love connecting with people and helping clients navigate through some really difficult problems.
Well, I think one of your strengths is you're so likable, and I think people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and you make a great first impression. Talk about your likability and why that's so important.
I just think it's really important to connect with people and really get to understand what problem they're facing, what their ultimate goal is. So you're not just, going through the motions of whatever problem you might be solving. And so in my instance, working on the construction law cases, I just really enjoyed working with everyone.
And she has an adorable family. I want to show up the family picture because it looks right out of like an Abercrombie ad. Go around, tell us the names.
So we've got Lucas, he's 9, and Frankie, he's 4. Mary is 6, and of course my awesome husband Joe, who supports all of us as a stay-at-home dad so that I'm able to focus on my career.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And we were talking before that Joe actually has kind of a fun side business, if you will. He's a part of a Santa school in Michigan?
Yes. So when we were dating, he said, Kate, there's something I need to tell you. And I was like, what is this going to be? Well, my parents are really into Christmas. And so it turns out they run a Santa school. It's one of the oldest Santa schools. They consider it the Harvard of Santa schools. And 300 Santas will come in from all over the world to learn how to be a better Santa. And so now I've been able to help him with my legal skills and help him set up a charity. So when he does Santa visits, people can donate to his charity, St. Nicholas Charities.
And so far in your marriage, you've resisted the urge to be Mrs. Claus?
Yes. So far, I think I need some more gray hair, and then I'll be ready for Mrs. Claus.
That's wonderful. Well, we're almost out of time for this segment, so give us some kind of thoughts on, if somebody's watching this and they think they may have a case for you, there's no cost to calling you up and having an initial consultation.
Absolutely. In fact, for our commercial property owners, if there is some concern, at no cost can they not only call me, but I can send out experts to take a look at what's there and do that evaluation about whether there is a problem. And if there's not, great, we can give you that and you'll have that peace of mind. And if there is, we can walk you through what those next steps look like.
Give me an idea of a common construction law case. Is it just shoddy construction, or they're cutting corners, or they told the developer they were going to use one product and they used an inferior product? What's a common lawsuit?
So there's so many within the construction umbrella, right? Because it's an entire industry. But I would say as far as construction defects, you'll see maybe they're experiencing water intrusion, and so leaky windows, or they're not using proper techniques in installing things, maybe the wrong product. The other thing that, there's lien issues, there can be employment issues, there can be all sorts of things that touch within the construction industry.
Yeah. Well, I remember a few years ago, Allen High School built that Taj Mahal Stadium, and then famously it was just falling apart, cracks everywhere. That had to be an expensive lawsuit.
It is. And so it's really important to take a look at that and look at, what is really causing the problem, and do that initial evaluation with your experts, even during the construction process. We can, if you have concerns and things aren't looking good during the construction process, then we can send someone out to look and see, is it a design issue? Is it a construction, actual installation issue?
Outstanding. Well, you have been an amazing guest. We're going to put your website up so everybody can get in touch. Kate Valent, she is with Scheef Stone. The website is solidcounsel.com. Get in touch with her for all of your legal needs. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.